This is a post-chat report for 3 October 2015. So R and I had an enjoyable chat as usual. This week's general topics were new wargamers and getting into large and complex games, game systems. I have in mind like the Assault series here is a good example, or OCS or ASL or La Bataille or what have you. And then motivations for new gamers getting into the war games subgenre. And then things we can do, people who are already in the subgenre, already in the hobby, who enjoy it so much, things that can be done to at least keep the gaming community both positive and thriving. So in no particular order, I thought it was a pretty, I thought it was great. The guys over in Hamtag who did the video on, I think their list of top 5 games you may not have heard of. I thought that was a great idea. It was very interesting. Of course, it makes me think of what 5 games I would put on a list like that. So I'm still thinking about that. Yeah. Talked about Decision Games and their products. I can honestly say that not one Decision Games title, and I have a fair number, but not one of them comes to mind as a truly exceptional game. Now, I've heard great things about RAF, and RAF is a Decision Games title, obviously, but I don't even know if I've opened my box of RAF. I can't see if it's shrink wrapped or not from where I'm sitting, but I just dread opening that game for the first time and finding out it's not a very good product. I probably should get that scary experience out of the way soon. Red Sash Games, a company that I am still very interested in. I need to figure out what is a good entry game in their collection and just get it and see what I think of it. It's very, very intriguing. Lace Wars and other conflicts from that general time period. We talked about getting into war games, back in the quote-unquote good old days, the role of stores and, back gaming rooms adjoined to gaming stores. It was brought up, this 3M Games publisher, never even heard of them. In old times, publisher of games for an adult audience. And this made me think, this part of the discussion made me think about maybe a really good information central place for war gamers. Although, of course, if you put all the blogs and the player websites together, of course you get the same thing, but it just seems like I'm still running into things from, whether it's from 3 decades ago or just a couple of years ago, that I missed. So yeah, and somewhat related to that, I feel like I really do want to, if I'm going to record and put anything on YouTube, I want to include some cross-referencing of some sort to other people's content, because I'm still, the other day, or this week I should say, I think I found 2 more individuals out there making war games related videos, and I think it's just great, and I just encourage absolutely everybody who's doing anything like that. I encourage them, and I try to look at as much as I can of the content that's out there. We talked about the new Tiny Battle Publishing company. I guess Mark Walker is related to it. 5 new game titles, 5 or 6. something like that. Then we talked about the appeal of cheaper games, less expensive games, easier to acquire, and possibly easier to get people to sit down and play. And we also had a nostalgic run through some of the micro games, pocket games, whatever you want to call them, from the good old days. Those old, whatever they were called, the little pocket-sized games. Some of them were really good, and some of them, even if they weren't such good games, they seemed to experiment with some interesting mechanics and stuff. That's my impression anyways. I do have some of them. I know Rommel's Panzers and Stalin's Tanks. Those two were games that helped me get deeper into the hobby, and I just acquired Ram Speed not that long ago. So that was the last of the little micro games that I can think of that I acquired, but I have a fair number of them, and it would be fun to get out some more of those in the not too distant future and see which one might do well under the video camera. So that's been the post chat report for this week for 3 October 2015. Till next time.